Welcome back, my friends. As you can see, I merged our wheel we made in the previous chapters to the car scene, positioned it, and then copied it. So now our vehicle looks much better. Now it's time for the chassis. Creating it, I always use the body elements that are connected to it, so in our case, it will be only the main body object. So I only keep this element in the scene. First I will select the outlining edges only on one side of the car, and then I will use them to create the chassis. Usually the car body is divided into a few elements like bumpers, doors, etc. So in that case, first you have to create the chassis part from all those elements and then connect them. Thanks to this, it will have got the car body shape already, so you'll save a lot of time because you will not have to fit it to the rest of the car body elements. At the end, we will have to fix one little bug in the chassis geometry, but I'll show you that later. Okay, I have got the correct edges selected, only on one side of the car, so now I can copy them. It does not matter where, we will position them later. After this, we have to detach the newly created polygons. Now that we've detached them, we've got a new object, our chassis. One side of it is placed correctly, but the second needs to be improved. I'm going to equate it first, so now I have to position it in the center of the car. Alright, now I can show you this little bug that I was talking about. As you can see, our chassis looks to be perfectly fitted to the car body, but when we turn the NURMs on, forgot to turn the iterations on as well. When we set it to 2 on the car body, and the same on the chassis object, we will see it. After turning to wireframe, the chassis does not fit the body 100%, but we can simply fix it. We just have to chamfer some of the vertexes, so we will create more smooth edges. Just look, maybe this will be better seen on the front part of the car. Oh yeah, just look at this. We may have to chamfer this vertex a couple times so it will fit the body. Of course, if we want to make a smoother line, we have to create more new vertexes. I want to do this fast, so it will be a little imprecise, but from my experience, I know that this level of precision is usually good enough for 3D. Of course, when you want to make some close-ups of this area, you'll probably have to spend a little more time on editing those vertexes. Okay, maybe I'll move those one last vertexes. Okay, that's all. Now the chassis fits the car body well. Well, that is almost all we have to do with the chassis. Of course, when you want to show it on your renders, you will have to model it just like we modeled our car body, element by element. But in car models, my chassis is usually perfect because we just need to have something that will simulate shadows. Now, we just need to edit this object a little more because now there's an empty space behind the wheels. I will show you on how to solve this problem, fast and easy. After adding this new line, I can simply delete the polygons that would be behind the wheel and build a new part of the chassis. It will be very easy. We just need to copy these edges and then weld them to the edges on the other side. Thanks to this, we will reduce empty space so your render will be much more realistic, since there will be a chassis not only under the car, but under the wheels too. Okay, now I just need to correct this hole. Okay. The last thing I will make is creating sharper corners in NURB subdivision mode. So I need to select all edges on the line of the newly created part, and I will chamfer them a little. I could use this method of smoothing groups too, but chamfering is a faster way. As I can see, there's a little bug in the geometry. Just here. Well, I probably did not weld some vertex. Let's check it. Ah, I see them. A simple correction and everything should be okay now. Well, but it isn't. So there should be another welded vertex. Okay, after welding that, my chassis is correct. So now we just need to make this the same with the front of the car. But I will save some time because this is exactly the same job. Here, you can see the final version of the chassis. As you can see, after editing the front wheels, I used the symmetry tool as always. Of course, this chassis isn't too detailed, but it works in most cases of car modeling. That's going to conclude this chapter. In the next chapter, we will focus on details like the logo and wipers on the car. So, see you next chapter.